Welcome back. Let's keep moving. In sales, you can make a living by finding what people want and need, but you can make a fortune by understanding the emotions that are driving the purchasing decision. But this does require a deeper level of questioning and a higher degree of listening and professionalism. Listening better will help you identify emotions that can be used to influence the prospect's final decision. When consumers are evaluating whether or not they'll purchase something, they are in essence dissatisfied with some condition or some situation and would like to do something to improve that condition or situation. The divide between where they are and where they would like to be often creates negative emotions. So your job as a sales professional is to identify the problems and the negative emotions associated with those problems and to offer solutions to both. Traditional sales processes include finding out what your prospect needs and, of course, wants. But the consistency selling model is more complex than offering something to solve their problems. To truly become a top producer in sales, you must also uncover the emotion that is fueling the need and the want. The challenge is that oftentimes the prospect himself is unaware of the emotions driving the purchasing decision. So you must not only identify it, you must communicate it accurately to your prospect. I cannot overstate the importance of this. If I had to credit just one sales concept that helped me go from a homeless shelter to earning millions of dollars in the sales profession, it would be my ability to identify emotional drivers and communicate those to my prospects. And then, of course, offering solutions to resolve the emotional discomfort related to the problems. You have to understand that when people are making a decision to go out and buy something, there's kind of a balancing act that's going on. On one hand, they have money, and on the other hand, they have some problems. You, of course, have the solutions to those problems. But what customers do is they have to keep it in balance. So if at the end of the day, the value of the solution to their problem is more important than the value of their money, they will give you their money in exchange for your solution to their problem. If they decide that the money's more important, they will say no to you and they simply will not buy the solution to their problem. Now, these things have to stay in balance. So if we want to increase our average ticket, if we want to increase our average order, the only way that we can keep that in balance for our customers is that we have to increase the nature of the problem, expand the nature of the problem. This is what the questionnaire process, the investigation, is all about. You got to find the initial problem they contact you about, but through a process of questioning, we find additional problems that will expand the scope of the problems. As we expand the scope of the problems, we expand the scope of the value of solving the problems. Therefore, customers are willing to pay more because we're solving more problems. So all you have to do is demonstrate that your solution is more valuable than their money. How you do this is expand the problem to such an overwhelming degree that the money seems small in proportion. Make the problem huge and their money will seem insignificant and your solution is significantly more valuable. The challenge, of course, is human nature. We tend to minimize our problems. We convince ourselves that the odds of needing a life insurance policy, for example, is very small and that we probably won't need it. So there's not much value in that. You see, human nature is fickle. We also tend to focus only on the problem at hand and ignore other problems because we know instinctively that solving more problems costs more money. So your job is to defy your prospect's human nature and demonstrate that the problem is huge and the solution is far more valuable than the money.